Hello friends, my name is Carlos Rios and I am the founder of Pixels to Music. I'm here to help you become a successful, highly skilled, and knowledgeable video game composer. In this video, I'm going to talk about Koji Kondo, the legendary composer behind the original Mario Bros. And Legend of Zelda themes. Towards the end of the video, I will also be commenting / analyzing some of his music, so make sure you stick around until then. The main theme from the Legend of Zelda series is likely my favorite theme from any of Koji Kondo's compositions. Growing up, I had no idea that Koji Kondo was also the composer of the famous Super Mario Bros. Theme. It honestly seems almost unfair that these two deeply influential works come from the same musical mind. Now, like many of us, I played the Nintendo 64 titles of the Legend of Zelda series, Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. I was only 10 years old when Ocarina of Time released in the US, and I was far from deciding that I wanted to be a composer, let alone being a video game composer. However, there's no doubt in my mind that the music from that title, from Ocarina of Time, alongside with the music of Final Fantasy VII, was deeply influential for my style as a composer. Now, my music, like I'm sure the music of most video game composers out there, owes a great debt to the work of Koji Kondo. Koji Kondo was born in Nagoya in August 13 of 1961. Since the age of 5, Koji already demonstrated an aptitude for music. His instrument of choice was the electone organ. He continued playing the instrument well into his teens. He studied at the art planning department of the Osaka University of Arts, but he never really got a formal music education. Hey, real quick, if you're getting value from this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. During his senior year of college, he was hired by Nintendo, which was looking for composers with an interest in programming. He was the first person hired by Nintendo for the express purpose of creating music compositions for their games. So the goal of his position from Nintendo's perspective was to create brand recognition through music, and man, did that work out for them. His first work for Nintendo was the audio design and soundtrack for the 1984 game called Punch-Out! So Punch-Out! Was originally an arcade game only, but it was later released on the Nintendo Famicom, or the Nintendo as we know it in the US. And when it was released, the Koji Kondo soundtrack moved with them with additional tracks and whatnot. So that's kind of what really started getting him a little bit more renown. So that was 1984. The following year, 1985, he composed the famous soundtrack for Super Mario Bros. Koji stated in an interview that he composed the music for Mario Bros. With the game, for the game as the game was being developed. So he was actively playing the game, feeling the game's rhythm, and really trying to envision what the soundtrack would sound like. And he talks about he was deeply inspired by jazz music, fusion jazz, Latin music, and that definitely comes out in the music in the game. So Koji Kondo has been with Nintendo since 1984. That's almost 40 years. Orchestral arrangements of his music have been performed worldwide. So here's a list of some of the most notable video game titles that his music is in, or really these are titles where he was either the sole composer or he was the main composer for the games. Now, I want to note here that he has written music for a lot more recent games than these, but his role with Nintendo has changed dramatically since around the time when Super Mario Sunshine was made. The last video game for which Kondo composed the entire score for was Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, although he still was a major composer in Majora's Mask and then Mario Sunshine. After this, he became a group manager and really supervised the work of other composers, and because Nintendo grew so much, so and his role grew as well, so he became more person that he still wrote some music for the game, but he had a lot of more help because there was just so much work to do. Now, if you want to be a great video game composer like Koji Kondo, you need to have a great set of tools to help you in your journey as a composer. Now, as a composer myself, I struggle to expand my horizon when it comes to creating new harmonies and new chord progressions. So this is why I created this guide containing my 4 go-to strategies for creating fresh and new chord progression. If you're interested in checking it out, it is free and you can download it in the link in the description. So the first thing I notice here is that 3 plus 3 plus 2 rhythm with the 8 notes. 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2. It creates a lot of irregularity in the feel of the music instead of just having 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 equals 8, or 3 plus 3 plus 2 equals 8. So you can do that with rhythm. So the music goes 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2, and that it's kind of what gives the feel of franticness to the music here. I love that little plucky melody. That's like such a cool contrast between both melodies. So the first melody, it's a synth that's very what do you call it? Well, it almost sounds like a trumpet or that kind of, or something like that. And then the contrasting melody, it's a different melody for one, but then it's a completely different instrument. Again, the whole time it's basically just an A section, and you have dun 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 dun. The chord progression is very, very simple. So the way that Koji Kondo here creates that variety in the music, it's by having those contrasting melodies. Just such a lovely chord progression. Starts like on a 16 note. This is the kind of music in the game that sometimes you just want to put the game down and put the controller down and just listen to the music and just sit back and relax and enjoy it. And then the strings here slowly creep in, and it's not just that little piano anymore. Now you have strings coming in. It's very subtle. See, they come in. Here they are already. We have strings. And then later you have the percussion also slowly come in. Very subtle, the transition. Strings, piano, and here comes the percussion. It was so cool is that you don't even notice, you don't feel it. First it was just this. And then you have strings. And then you have the full drums. But everything just fades in very slowly. And the texture, it's very slowly created. The layers are added very slowly into it. That little flute part at the beginning is from the Sun Song. So that's what you play to make it be daylight. I just remember the first time I played this game and I came out of Kakariko Village, and then you go into the open area of the game, and now it's it dwarfs in comparison to some of the big open world games out there. But whenever I was playing this game and this music started playing, and then I realized like, oh, I can go anywhere on this map, this is cool. That's I don't know, the music just kind of added so much to the mood during that experience as a kid. And then when that enters, it's like, all right, we're going on an adventure. Koji Kondo really understood the assignment here. It's like, okay, you're about to head off into an adventure and face off evil. There's a quote by Koji Kondo that I think is very applicable here. That's he said, "Music is very powerful when it comes to creating an atmosphere for games and fueling the rise and fall of emotions." And it says it is a vital element for creating an enjoyable game. So he's always focused on how is this going to add to the video game's atmosphere and mood. Right here, right? Like every adventure, it's not just fun, but it has peril and suffering, and you have to fight things, and it's scary. And then the triumphant return of the hero. Completely different mood change, because I think a proper adventure is like a proper conversation with someone, right? You start in one place and you go all over the place and you touch all kinds of tangents, and then somehow it's all tied together. And I think that's what this music does wonderfully in this game, and specifically the Hyrule field, because the field was supposed to tie the whole game together, right? All the areas of the game are tied together. All the emotions of the ensuing adventure are there within access, within reach. And I think that's what the point of this music is. You know, it touches all kinds of emotions and helps the gamer just feel connected, feel like he's in the world, immersed, engaged. Alrighty friends, that said, thank you again for sticking around until the end. I hope you're getting lots of value from these videos. If you are, again, like, comment, subscribe, and so that you keep getting these videos and you can see them on your feed. And that is all I have today. So see you next time. Goodbye.